my darlings, in today's video I would love us to do an in-depth skincare routine. We're going to be focusing on the evening skincare routine. We're going to go through technique, the sequence in which I use my products, and the type of products that I use. So why would you listen to my advice when it comes to a skincare routine? Number one, I am a true beauty lover. I love this stuff. It is a part of me. I have attached it to so many things in my life, but that's not why we're here in this video. I have been a skincare influencer for quite a while. I am truly passionate about talking about beauty and sharing my thoughts and my ideas and researching about skincare. The whole jam makes me very happy. And last and certainly not least, I am currently training to become a holistic esthetician, so my knowledge is being stepped up and I absolutely love it for me. I've mentioned the word context and I'm going to mention it again. Context is a very important part of creating a great and functioning routine. You have to ask yourself, why do I want this routine and why am I doing what I am doing? And what falls under that umbrella of context, in my humble opinion, is my skin type and the desires I have in my beauty pursuit. I need to look for a better way of saying that. I'll explain myself in a moment. My skin type is combination. I am oily in my T-zone and I have normal and dry, sometimes dehydrated everywhere else. If I behave myself, my skin tends to be just normal and oily. And vanity is a part of this for me as well. I am working on looking like a vampire at a certain age and I have no shame in my game. I also believe in skin health. Looking after the skin is a part of looking after the entire body. The skin needs to be, at the very least, cleansed and moisturized. Everything else is really just vanity. Now let's get into the routine. In my evening routine, I always double cleanse. For me, the double cleanse is one of the greatest power moves you could ever do for your skin. It is one of the greatest gifts that K-Beauty has given us. The double cleanse involves exactly that, using 2 cleansers to cleanse the skin. Your first cleanse is really about taking off the first layer of whatever it is that is on your skin. 9 out of 10 times that could be makeup and or sunscreen. As you can see today, I have got makeup and sunscreen on, so I have to do a double cleanse. My first cleanses tend to be oil-based, especially when I have makeup on. And if I don't have makeup on, I will use a micellar water or I will just go straight in with a cleansing mask. I wish for this video to be concise, so we're just going to focus on today's routine. My routine, of course, changes ever so slightly based on certain things, such as if I'm wearing makeup or sunscreen or I'm using exfoliants. But in today's routine, we are going to just focus on a day like this, a day that IJ has got makeup, she's got sunscreen, and I plan to treat the skin. I'll explain more later. So when I have makeup or sunscreen or both on my skin, I always start with a cream cleanser or an oil cleanser. Those are the 2 best cleansers to break down makeup or sunscreen or both of them. This is a part of my skincare where I don't like to spend too much money. I just need something that's going to break down the makeup or the sunscreen. I also always take this off with a cloth. Always. So I'm not too fast with emulsifying cleansers. I can't be bothered with all that fuss and mess in the sink. I will just cleanse my skin, wash my hands, and take it off with a cloth. I then usually follow on with a mask. I know, controversial. Why don't you finish your cleansing before your mask? Well, to me, I don't see much of a difference. And because of the way my evening routine is arranged, that's just the way it works for me. I will do my first cleanse, which is an oil cleanse, put on my mask, potter around the house, and then jump into the shower and rinse off that mask and do my second cleanse. And that's how I've been doing it until further notice, until something changes. I'm okay with that. You can do the classic method of doing your double cleanse and then doing a mask. I don't think switching up these positions makes much of a difference, but that's just my opinion and that's my experience. Now let's get a little bit into my masking ways. I have done an in-depth masking series. I am very passionate about masking the skin. I feel like it's one of my power moves. It's one of the things that makes my skin look incredibly good and just supports my vein ways. I mask almost every day. Sometimes I will mask twice, in my morning and my evening routine. Okay. In today's routine, I am just going to be going in with a moisturizing mask. I sometimes go in with a moisturizing mask when I have worn makeup and sunscreen because I take it like this: my skin has worked hard that day. So I want to give it a bit of nourishment. I want to start soothing and healing it. I want to start spoiling it. I don't necessarily need to be doing an intense cleanse. Another reason why I am going in with a moisturizing mask today is because in the morning I used a deep cleansing mask as my morning cleanse. So I do have a technique of how I decide what type of mask I use in every routine. Most of the times I gravitate towards deep cleansing masks or moisturizing masks. I don't really focus on exfoliating masks because I don't believe in exfoliating every day. Personally, I don't need that, even though I know some people do enjoy exfoliating every day and it really works for their skin. For me, that would be too much. After my mask, I go in with my second cleanse. I tend to like foaming cleansers. Another category where I don't need a product to promise me 1,001 things. I just want it to be functional. I want it to perform the job well. I gravitate towards foaming cleansers because of the oiliness in my skin. I want to make sure that I break down the sebum and the oils and the dirt in my pores well. And also I want to make sure I have taken off sunscreen off my skin completely. I have taken off all my makeup. One of my favorite skincare brand owners, Jordan Samuel Skin, said this and I stand with him. Your cleansing routine is 50% of your routine. Clean skin is the foundation of the rest of your routine. If your skin is not clean, every other product you put on top of it, you are reducing its efficiency. If your skin is clean and cleansed well, appropriately according to your skin type and your skin lifestyle, you give yourself a really good run for your money. How could I forget to talk about toner? How dare I? Especially considering I always claim it's my favorite step. Anyway, I've taken off my mask, done my second cleanse. I'm just misting the skin because I patted it dry. I didn't want to come back to my beauty room all dripping wet. So we tone. There are two camps. There are people who don't believe in toner and there are people who believe in toner. I believe in toner. And for me, the most important characteristic a toner has to have is that it is astringent and hydrating. It cannot strip my skin. And when I say astringent, I mean it has an ability to pick up the oils from the skin. Someone will ask, okay, you've done a double cleanse. Why do you need that feeling of an extra cleanse? I just want to make sure I've taken everything off. That's all. I just want to make sure that my 50%, my cleansing routine, is in tip-top condition. I also feel because pore care is a really important part of my skincare routine. I don't particularly break out. I don't have big spots or painful spots or cysts or anything like that. My pores just get gunky. You know, a lot of sebum gets stuck in my pores. So if I don't stay on top of that, my skin can have quite a bit of texture and look rough, and makeup just doesn't look nice on top of gunky pores. So that's why toner is important for me. You know, that's why it's important for me. Just an extra mist, just because I really like this thing. But let's get on with the rest of the video. Tonight is a night where I am exfoliating. We're talking about the treatment that I had mentioned earlier in the video. I like to exfoliate every 4 to 5 days. I do this because I have a facial every 2 weeks. So I don't feel like I need to exfoliate every other day as most people do. Yet again, context, not everyone has a facial every 2 weeks. I have a facial every 2 weeks. So I have to take that into context just to make sure that I don't over exfoliate my skin, because all my facials tend to be deep cleanses, tend to be deeply exfoliating. Like after my facial, I will not exfoliate my skin for maybe 5, 6 days, just because I love the results that I get. I love how good my skin looks, and at that point, I really don't feel like I need the exfoliation. But tonight is an exfoliation night. I had my facial last week, so it's time for me to get into those pores and to slough off a bit of the dead skin off my skin. I tend to use BHAs and AHAs. Alternatively, I don't use them all on the same night. Tonight I am using an AHA, so that means the next time I exfoliate, which is in the next 4 to 5 days, I will use a BHA. I like to have some sort of schedule in my mind when it comes to my exfoliating, because I am a true advocate for gentle and mindful exfoliation. It is so easy to over exfoliate your skin these days because we are being sold product all the time and everybody is chasing vanity, whether they like to admit it or not. I admit it. Pretty girl problems. I am also aware that there are some skin types that enjoy mild exfoliation every day, and they will invest in cleansers that have exfoliating properties or very light exfoliating properties in their serums or their toners. As long as you know your skin type, as long as you know what your skin needs, then go for it. But if you're a skincare newbie, please be mindful about having exfoliating ingredients throughout your routine. It is so easy for you to break your moisture barrier like that, damage it like that, and coming back from a damaged moisture barrier takes some time. It's a process that can take from 6 weeks to 3 months, and it's absolutely not worth it. It is very uncomfortable. The skin is bumpy, the skin is tight. You have a breakout that has no beginning, no end. You don't know why you're breaking out. You're using all these products and it's just not adding up. You're probably doing that to yourself because you're over exfoliating. So just keep that in mind. If you're still not sure about exfoliation, make sure you don't have exfoliating ingredients throughout your routine. Buy one product or two that have exfoliating properties, preferably your serums, and keep everything else plain and simple. After that, I like to hydrate the skin. I am such an advocate for hydrating the skin. I believe in it just as much as I believe in the double cleanse. I feel a lot of people would really benefit with stepping back from having 10,000 products in their routine or really audacious routines and just doing great double cleanses and hydrating their skin really well. If they did that just for 6 weeks and even stopped exfoliating, I have a feeling their skin would turn around. Sometimes our skin just needs to be treated nice, not constantly attacked like something is wrong with it. Sometimes we just need to pull back into the basics and spend a lot of time in the basics, and then from there we can really decide what our skin issues are. Are they self-inflicted, or is there something we can do to really target them? I usually hydrate the skin through toners, ampules, essences. I love K-Beauty for this part of my skincare. There is just so much that they have to offer. I have done quite a few K-Beauty series on my channel. I will leave them linked down below. But a hydrating toner makes me very happy. I know without a hydrating toner, my skin would not look the way it is. I attribute my hydration waves to how plump my skin looks. And yes, I know I'm young. Yes, I know that. But still, the way I hydrate is the reason why the skin looks like this, okay? And we're at the end of the routine. We moisturize. You have to seal in everything that you've just put into the skin. Moisturizing the skin keeps it supple, it supports your moisture barrier, and it just makes sense. It's just the way to end a routine. Once again, this is an area where I do not need my moisturizer to promise me the world, but I do like a good moisturizer. Oh yes, I like something luxurious, I like something functional, I like something that has great ingredients, I love something that has beautiful texture. I just want to, there's a certain way my skin has to look and feel after a moisturizer. And I just want this, I don't know how to explain it. I just want the skin to feel very soft, very cocooned, very safe, and just ready for the night. Now, I usually add a facial oil or facial balm into my moisturizer, regardless of what that moisturizer is. That's just my thing. You know, I like it. Not everybody is into facial oils, not everybody is into facial balms, but I like that extra bit. I'm out here working on my vampire goals, so I will do everything in my power to attain those goals. And I really do like how my skin responds to oils and butters. My skin responds very well to them. My skin just is soothed, is healed, is cocooned. I love a good facial oil, I love a good facial balm. I will look for a few videos in my YouTube channel that I can leave linked down below if you're interested. Are facial oils and facial balms important? Not necessarily, because at the end of the day, most of them are simply occlusives. What are occlusives? Occlusives are things that seal in hydration, they seal in everything, you know. So most moisturizers have occlusives. A decent moisturizer has occlusives. Do I need the facial oil and the facial balm? Absolutely not. Do I love them? Absolutely yes. Do I see a difference when I have them in my skincare routine? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I will never not be with a facial balm or a facial oil. I absolutely love what they do for my routine. And that's that, beloveds. This is my in-depth evening skincare routine. I chose to just focus on technique and the types of products that I use. I do very many brand reviews. I'm not particularly product loyal. There are things that I love. I absolutely love independent beauty, British beauty. I'm always talking about that. My skincare ways also have a holistic approach. I love plant-based skincare, so that also plays a part in my skincare choices. What I will do is I will try and fill up the description box with as much information as I can if you are interested in my ways. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to talk to me down in the comments. I want to thank you so much for being here. My name is Ijoma, and I'll see you soon.